So we've gone through a whole gamut of what we need to do as far as preparing our email marketing campaign, sending it, and assessing how it is performing. But let's go back to our lists. Let's look at a couple of things. For instance, let's say that you wanted to look at your most active subscribers. Let's look at how we do that. Now remember, we can access our list either from clicking the view list here from the dashboard or going to our audience. So let's begin with our audience. From our audience, we can then select the particular list that we want to look at. And the one that we're looking at here is the Sambuno newsletter. It's the audience with 1,414 contacts. And again, it shows that only 1,163 of them are subscribers. This gives us a lot of info, but also it gives us the ability to assess which ones are most active and which ones are not so active. It gives us our email segments. So as far as engagement, 10% that usually engage with my content, 53% rarely. So I might want to look at the information I'm sending out to see if it's applicable to these people. Now you see here, we have the option to, based on how they're categorized, we can send a campaign just to these people. Maybe if, depending on your business, you can send them a coupon or just something new that grabs their attention and gets them back into the often portion. So if they are in the rarely section, maybe something that grabs their attention and puts them back here. So we have that option. But let's go and look at the lists directly. So what I did is that I clicked on view contacts, and now here we have the actual list, the audience. Now, if you look here, we have contact rating. So I can click on contact rating to sort this according to most active. So these are least active going down. And the contact rating is really dependent on, if people interact with your content, if they reply, if they click on links. So all of that goes into assessing the contact rating. And here we have ones that are all 5. So these are great contacts. They are actually interacting with the content. So based on this, you can actually send an email to people with only 5 stars, or with only 4 stars, or with only 3 stars. And again, we do that based on the categorization that we have. So for instance, let's say that we wanted to send a campaign to people with only 5 stars. Let's go ahead and do that. But let's actually go back to the beginning so we can go through the step here. So I want to create a new segment based on people who have a high rating, contact rating. So what I'm going to do, I can either access it through audience or view list. So let's click on view list here from the dashboard. And then I'm going to select the list that I want to interact with, which is the one here with the most people. And then from this space, from this screen, I can click on new segment. And again, because I want people who have a high rating or who have interacted with my content the most, I'm going to create a condition. So I want the contact rating of people who have 5 stars. And then I'm going to click on preview segment. So it shows me all the people that have 5 stars. So now I can save this segment. And once I save it and name it, I can then send people, or rather send campaigns to those people specifically. And I can decide to send a campaign to them by clicking on email, an email send campaign, and an email campaign. As you can see, we have a number of other options available, but this is the one that we want to focus on. And then once we decide to send this email, and we'll just go through the process that we did on the prior video to send this email out to people. We'll build the email. We'll add the form. We'll add the subject. We'll design the email and the content, and then we'll send it out. Voila. Let's move on to the next lesson.